Welcome to Mrs. O's Math World. Today we discuss the use of product rule and quotient rule. But before that, let's have a very short revision. So last time we talked about basic rule. So one of the property of the basic rule is if you have two functions which is added together or subtracted anyway, then we can differentiate it one by one and then add them together. Okay, so it is for addition and subtraction. But this time you got multiplication and division. If we multiply two functions together, however, when we multiply, actually the derivative will be different. That means you can't just differentiate one by one and make it also called multiply, alright? And use also for division. So let's check for the product rule and quotient rule. So these are the product rule and the quotient rule. So please write down in the corresponding spaces in worksheet page 4.3.
Okay, for product rule and quotient rule, please remember we always have two objects to be multiplied or divided. Alright? So when we do so, we calculate it one by one. But we also keep the other one. So we differentiate the function u first and keep the v, and plus the second one, that means we keep the u and we d the v. Okay. Every time we differentiate one of them and keep the other one. This is a product rule for two objects. And for the quotient rule, we take the square of the denominator, and after that we differentiate the top one first, upper one. And then we differentiate the second one, but remember in the middle it is minus. Alright, so let's move on to the example of product rule. So for the product rule, we have two objects multiplied together. Okay, like the factorized polynomial, and then we differentiate the first one. And keep the second one. I have to add dy dx here. Again, after that, we differentiate the second one. Okay, d the first one, keep the second one. The next part, we keep the first one. Keep, and then d the second one. And the next part is to differentiate carefully. And then after we've done it, just expand and simplify the polynomial. and better to arrange it in descending power of x, which is easier for the others to read. Alright. Then for the next part, we are going to do part B. So part B, I will simplify a bit for the presentation. Alright. So a good habit is to have the sense, which is D, the first object, keep the second one. Okay, write down the format first to remember the rule in an easier way. And then keep the first one and D, the second one. Okay. Keep and D. So the motto, okay, keep and D. So with D the first one, keep the second one. Right now we keep the first one and then D the second one. And then after that, just expand and simplify, and we will get the result. So this is the expanded polynomial. So final checking. Okay, I use the color to show the polynomial of x to the power 4, and these are x cubed. So x squared minus 22, and then minus 5 minus 27, x and the constant term. Alright, that means in conclusion, for the product rule, which is we always keep one of them and D the other one. Keep and D. And then after that, we expand and then arrange it in descending power of x as the result. So let's move on to the next video for the quotient rule.